Hello there, and welcome back to my channel, Soft Woods ASMR. If you're new here, a very, very warm welcome to you as well. Tonight, I'm going to do a haul of things I picked up over the last 6 to 8 weeks. There are books, thrifted books to share, and some body care items, along with some items for the home. And because some of these items are bottles and jars, and because I'm at my dining room table tonight, I have two surfaces. This is one of them, upon which I will share the items. So, as to not startle us with any of the objects hitting the table. So we've got this one here, and this is where I'll show you the bottles and jars and such. And then I've got this, which is one of my placemats. It's one of my placemats, which is a woven paper material. And I will show the books on this surface here. I've also got my tea. I picked up this tea this fall. It's a really good tea. It's this one here. 4 o'clock. Rooibos Organic Fair Trade Pumpkin Spice. And I just find it really gentle and warm, spicy, but not too hot spicy, as some of them can be. And the tea really doesn't have a long aftertaste. It's just nice and rounded and warm tasting. I just love this. And I'm going to show you this teacup. Actually, it's a mug. And it is not new. It's old. I've had this for years, and I hope I can just turn it like this to show you without spilling the tea. I don't know if you can see this, but it says, "You're just my type." And there's a typewriter right here. I love this mug. First, I've got these. What do we even call these? guess they're perfume in a way. It doesn't even say on it what it's called. I should have looked on the website. I picked these up in person. I was looking for a body scent that agreed with me. I'm kind of sensitive to scents, meaning some sensitive in two ways. Like I can be a little allergic to certain scents, and it doesn't matter if it's chemical or natural. I do tend to like to buy more natural things, but sometimes even a natural scent can bother me. So, and chemical scents often bother me. But I'm not plagued terribly with my scent allergy. It's just like I can get like a slight headache, or can activate my, responses. Like it can make me sneeze or whatever. So, after going through the store at Sage, I sniffed so many of these, and there was a deal that if you buy 3, you get a little holder for them, which I have just over there. So I got 2 for myself and 1 for a gift, and I haven't even opened these up yet, so I'm excited to do that. So this one is the gift, and these 2 I bought for myself. And they are roller, so they're not a spray. And this one is called Goddess, and it says euphoric oil blend. Euphoric oil blend. And this one is called Liquid Sunshine. And this one is Uplifting Oil Blend. The salesperson said that I could look for, something I'm in need of in life, or in my case, just go on the scents. So I went for scents that appealed to me, that didn't bother me. This one is citrusy, and this one is a little more warm and a little spicy, but both of them are kind of subtle. So I could maybe open these up in another video and do like more of a review of them. If you're interested, I know that this one, Liquid Sunshine, has a lot of citrus oils like orange and lime, and it has some other things. I know there's some ylang ylang, some bergamot, I'm not sure which one. And then this one is a gift. It's called Great Minds, and it's Clarity Oil Blend. So this is for somebody who does a lot of computer work, and I thought this would be good for them because it supposedly helps you with focus and, as it says, clarity. Great minds. So these 3, and over here this is the little case. I don't know if you can see the true color of this, but it's like a terracotta color, and zip opens like this. has these 3 holders here. So we can put 3 of those in there. So once I open these up, I can put 2 in there. Maybe even get another one at some point, because I'm giving this one away as a gift. And then if I want to, I can carry them in this little travel holder. Just going to put these to the side here. And next I have this. I have shared this cream in the past because I use this all the time. The Body Shop has closed many of its stores, and it doesn't have online shopping anymore either. So I have to drive to the next town / city over to get this. So this time I got a giant one. It comes in 3 sizes. The one I've shown before is about half this. It's wide like this, but it's just half this. And it has a really great scent. Coconut. It's body butter, but I use it strictly on my hands. And it keeps my hands soft, but also I cook a lot. I garden. I use my hands for a lot of different things, so I need this. I don't know what I would do without this. I have tried other creams. The other thing that this does for me is it keeps eczema at bay. It keeps it from developing. The one place that I would get eczema, or eczema as some people call it, is right here. And that is like a red, itchy, it's like chapped. It's like having chapped hands, but it's more like it's itchy. Anyway, when I use this, I do not ever suffer with that. And I've tried everything. So that. Next, I have some spices and I have some other things for the kitchen. So I will start with these organic cotton mesh bags. I got these at Goodness Me, and I just don't like to keep using the plastic produce bags. And when we moved recently, like maybe 6 months ago now, I have misplaced the bags that I had. I had reusable produce bags. I misplaced them, so I had to pick up some more. This will get me started. I will probably need another package of these because I buy a lot of produce. These are quite small. I wonder if they have bigger ones, but this will be good for small things like a couple of peppers, or maybe a couple of avocados. Some tomatoes will fit in here, some zucchini, mushrooms. If I were just getting a few fruits. But for things like celery and broccoli, I think this would maybe fit the head of a broccoli. But for, cauliflower, potatoes, bigger items, I'm going to need to get some bigger bags. But these are good because you can wash them and hang them to dry and keep them clean and use them over and over again. This is one of those things like I always want to have, and sometimes I'm without, and then I forget for weeks. So I was really happy that I remembered to get this. It would be nice if these were like free for everybody. It would be nice if grocery stores, because I wonder how much goes into the plastic ones. That are free. I wonder how much they cost grocery stores. It would be nice if they provided some kind of option like this. Until then, if that ever happens, I have to buy myself some. And the other thing that I got when I picked this up was this super exciting and inspiring Can you guess what this is? It is a vegetable scrubber. Because it's really nice to eat the skins on certain vegetables such as carrots, sweet potatoes, and potatoes, root vegetables. If you scrub them, first I soak them and then I scrub them. So this is something I needed because my old scrubber had it. I'd had it for a couple of years, and we do a lot of cooking here, so I use this every day. So you can see that it's got a little wear happening. So those two things. And then new spices. These are the new spices. We have curry on this side. And we have za'atar seasoning on this side. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Za'atar. So I had a really good dressing in the summer made with this, and so I had to go and find myself some. This is a very popular Middle Eastern seasoning. A spice blend, predominantly ground sumac, roasted sesame seeds, and green herbs used to flavor and vegetables or mixed with olive oil and used as a marinade for olives. Za'atar with hummus as a fantastic spread for pita or flatbread. So I've used this a few times since I got it not too long ago. You can see I've opened it. And then curry. This is my favorite. for spices called Simply Organic curry powder. We use this probably twice a week. I make like a chickpea vegetable curry stew. I use coconut milk and I thicken it, and it's so beautiful. And I use this in like a squash soup that I make. I've put this in a sweet potato soup. I even blended this with some coconut oil and drizzled it over popcorn. So that was so good. Curried popcorn. It's delicious. So these are the two spices. Somebody asked me to do a grocery haul, and I really should do that soon. I have a lot of requests, and I'm working my way through them. So I have 3. These 3 are thrifted and one new. So we'll start at the top here. This is the newer book. I got this probably about 3 weeks ago. And I've been wanting to get this since I heard about it last year. So the thing is, I waited for it to come out in paperback because I love paperback. I prefer it. I like to hold a soft cover book. So this is Study for Obedience by Sarah Bernstein. I will read this here to tell you what it's all about. There's the author. A young woman moves from the place of her birth to the remote northern country of her forebears to be housekeeper to her brother, whose wife has recently left him. Soon after her arrival, a series of inexplicable events occurs. She notices that the local suspicion about incomers in general seems to be directed with some intensity at her, and she feels that hostility growing. She feels the hostility growing, pressing at the edge of her brother's property. She fears that would the rumblings in the town gather themselves into a more defined shape, who knows what one might be capable of doing. With a sharp, lyrical voice, Sarah Bernstein powerfully explores questions of complicity and power, displacement and inheritance. Study for Obedience is a finely tuned, unsettling novel that confirms Bernstein as one of the most exciting voices of her generation. So I'm very excited to read this one. It is high up there in my to-read pile that I am chipping away at. So I hope to read this very, very soon. It's a short read. Let's see. Looks like 189 pages, something like that. Here is one of 3 books that I picked up at a secondhand bookshop. The Man Who Saw Everything by Deborah Levy. Longlisted for the Booker Prize 2019. And I'll read the back here too. It is 1988, and Saul Adler, a narcissistic young historian, has been invited to communist East Berlin to do research. In exchange, he must publish a favorable essay about the German Democratic Republic. As a gift for his translator's sister, a Beatles fanatic who will be his host, Saul's girlfriend, will shoot a photograph of him standing in the crosswalk on Abbey Road, an homage to the famous album cover. As he waits for her to arrive, he is grazed by an oncoming car, forever changing the trajectory of his life. I am going to say that this is going to go on my shelf because when I see a book at one of my local secondhand bookshops, I go get it if it's something that I've really wanted to read. But it's not always something I want to read immediately. So, if you know, you know. If you are a reader, you probably do something similar. Probably have a big to-be-read pile. So this is going up on that shelf reserved for books I want to read in the near future. But that are not on my immediate to-be-read list or in my to-be-read pile. The same goes for this one. So this is again a second-hand copy of this book by F. Scott Fitzgerald. F. Scott Fitzgerald. It is The Beautiful and Damned. And it was in such good shape. It's a gorgeous copy. So this is one I've never read before. I likely won't read it right away, but I'm so happy to have found this copy for the price that I did. yeah, I paid a little less than what it's going for. And I will read a little bit right here from the back. I can see this one a little bit better because of the light cover. It says, F. Scott Fitzgerald's second novel brilliantly satirizes a glamorous and doomed marriage in the decadent high society of New York City in the 1920s. Inspired in part by Fitzgerald's own tumultuous union with his wife Zelda, The Beautiful and Damned chronicles the downfall of would-be jazz age aristocrats Anthony and Gloria Patch. The novel introduces us to the pleasure-seeking Anthony and his beautiful, vain, and shallow golden girl just after their marriage, when, believing a large inheritance to be imminent, they begin living well beyond their means. When the expected windfall is withheld, their lives are consumed by the pursuit of wealth, and their alliance begins to disintegrate. Haunting and keenly observed, The Beautiful and Damned provides a vivid portrait of a lost world and the rootless and materialistic generation that inhabited it. Have you read this one? I have read The Great Gatsby several times. And so, it's about time I read this second novel of his, The Beautiful and Damned. And then we have The Snow Child by Ivy. If you watched my last video, you might have noticed this one in the book cart, but I didn't give any description on this one. So I'll read what it says back here. Alaska, 1920, a brutal place to homestead, and especially tough for recent arrivals Jack and Mabel. Childless, they are drifting apart. He struggling to maintain the farm, she crumbling from loneliness and despair. In a moment of levity, during the season's first snowfall, they built a child out of snow. The next morning, the snow child is gone, but they glimpse a young girl running through the trees. The little girl, who calls herself Fana, seems to be a child of the woods. She hunts with a red fox at her side and somehow survives alone in the Alaskan wilderness. As Jack and Mabel come to understand this child, who could have stepped from the pages of a fairy tale, they begin to love her as their own child. But in this beautiful, violent territory, things are rarely as they appear, and what they eventually learn about Fana will transform them all. So, we will see. It sounds really interesting. So, I will let you know what I think about this once I've read it. you've enjoyed this fall haul. After all, it is fall until December, is it 19th or 20th or 21st? Somewhere in there. It is still fall for a few more days. I hope you found this relaxing and soothing. Until next time, please take